Welcome to 40 Below Zero, an international podcast about life with invisible illnesses, hosted by two guys living with multiple sclerosis. Coming to you from the Keystone State of Pennsylvania, I'm your co-host Nix, and with me on this ride is Terry, a Londoner who calls Ontario home. We're so happy you're here with us as we continue to try and normalize a life that is anything but. So let's get into it. Terry, we're back.
What
I missed
is
you.
up? I missed you, man. How long has it been? Like 6 months?
A year. I don't know.
It's been
I
since
tell
last
time.
year.
I tell time like my dog. You've either always been here or you've never been here.
Okay, bro, I got good news.
Okay.
Katrina's still with me.
Oh, thank God. I was not worried at all.
Just.
And
Sucker.
Kit is also with me, despite my efforts.
Another sucker. Just joking. I'm just joking.
Welcome back to the studio, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us
Man,
back.
look at your studio. It looks beautiful there. What's going on? You have a painting in the bottom? Is that a painting? Anyway.
It's a reusable bag.
It looks
It-
pretty.
It's pretty though.
Man, I can't believe it. I can't believe it's been almost 2 months. Probably over 2 months.
November, December, January. Almost 3 months.
Wow.
3 months.
That felt like forever.
It was
Happy
needed.
New
man.
Year.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New
yes.
Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Yeah, it was needed. We had a lot of things to do. So what have you been up to as far as the show goes? Because I know there's been a bunch of stuff we've been working on during the off season, so to speak.
I've tried the live thing a couple times,
Mhm.
and I'm liking it. We just need more of a purpose before we do the live.
I got you.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it. What else have we been doing? Have we been doing?
Well, I've started working on the Instagram reels and posts now that my schedule has finally lessened a bit. So
Awesome.
working on putting something together to acknowledge each episode, and then in between have some kind of a positive quote or something, MS or chronic illness related. So I've been busy working with those and having fun putting that together.
Good, good.
Yeah, that might's been blowing up like every day. It's like Katrina has mentioned you in a reel, and I'm like, yep, yes, she has, because she's doing
Yeah.
great stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I really appreciate the support you're giving us, for real.
I'm enjoying it, and I think it's important to get the word out. There's because I listened to all the podcasts, but then putting the reels together, I'm listening to them again to find the appropriate soundbite to go with the appropriate photos.
And
so
you
they're
know
just
me,
great.
I'll never listen to any of it.
No, I know
So
you
she
won't.
used to be like, "Can you give me a good clip?" I'm like, "How about I just show you where it is, and you go find your own clip." I can't hear my stuff. It gets easier though. I won't lie to you. When I hear my voice, I'm a little more comfortable with it. So that's how I've grown.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
Good.
go. Let's see what else. Our logo's new.
Yes,
Oh my God, it's amazing.
I love it.
th- That logo's fantastic. And
Yeah,
that
once you guys are done, I can get stickers and shirts. I can get everything ready. You just got to tell me when you're done.
Okay, let's just sit on it
Mm-hmm.
for a few, and then.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to give a shout out to Joey
Yep.
for helping us come up with the logo.
Yeah. Thanks, Joey.
Yeah,
Did a
well, that's
great
your
job
boy
with it.
from Philly,
Yeah.
right? Mhm.
Well, that's
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I
It
like
is. It is pretty.
Mhm.
It is a really, really cool logo. I'm glad we settled on it.
And Lauren, my boy from Toronto, he well, not from exactly Toronto, but he also helped us too, right? He was trying.
Yes.
So
So we've been getting a lot of support because creativity is definitely not our strong suit.
no,
And not at all.
me too.
Let's see what else happened during the off season. Oh, big news, super big news. I talked about it at the end of last season. Um, the National MS Society has reached out. I'm now officially a district activist leader and will be joining them at their public policy conference in DC in March.
Nice.
I'm going to be
Congrats.
making a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to be kissing babies and shaking hands.
That's it.
Nice. And that's in
Yep.
Washington. Okay. Have you
Yeah.
guys been to Washington before?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's not,
Yeah,
what is it?
It's about a 2.5 hour drive from
Yeah.
us. That's all.
Oh, okay, not bad.
Yeah.
Nah.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm gonna sound stupid once again saying this. What does that mean? Kissing babies, shaking hands. You're gonna be kissing
It's a
babies?
political term
Okay.
that a lot of people use because when they go to their different events, what are they doing? They're shaking hands and kissing babies.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So we say it wrong
Okay.
on purpose.
All right.
Yep.
Because could you imagine if a politician was like, "I'm here to shake your
Yep.
baby"?
So
Yeah.
we say it wrong on purpose because it's hilarious and it's not necessarily a dig against the politicians. It's just kind of like, yes, we know what you do.
Yep.
Like we're here for you, so we know
Mhm.
you're going to shake our hand. Thanks.
Yeah.
So I have a contact person at the MS Society who is currently setting up meetings for all the participants to meet with their senators and their congresspeople. So that's going to be my goal for being there, is to go to these elected officials, go to their office, either meet with, well, Kit and I. So I don't want to. She'll be there too.
Mhm.
Pushing
Maybe.
me,
I might be talking to other people.
pushing
You
me
don't know.
around probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to go to the elected representatives and say, hey, this is what the MS Society is focusing on this year. This is why you should give us money. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
this is why you should cut us in on your budget.
Well,
So,
they bring the right representative, someone who looks GQ or whatever, They're not
yeah.
gonna bring this guy. Uh, anyway, um, getting the passport finally.
Hey.
Sent out the form. Hopefully
Okay.
within the next month, 2 months.
Next month, hopefully. Yeah.
It
All
doesn't
right.
mean that you're allowed to pressure us to come to wherever, because that's a lot of pressure for me. I won't lie to you. Making any plans of leaving. So,
Yeah,
are you stressed out about the 2-hour drive you're gonna make in March?
Oh, I am.
Yeah, I'm not, but that's
He's
because
not.
I'm not
I am.
driving. So I'm not stressed
Oh.
at all. I'm just gonna ride shotgun and
Is
eat
it the
snacks.
drive? Are you
Oh
worried
no,
about
I love to drive.
Oh, okay.
I love to drive. I'm not a morning person. So I know that we are going to have to be on Capitol Hill by 8 a.m. And all I'm thinking is, okay, how am I going to fall asleep the night before in a hotel room with a
Mm.
whole bunch of weird sounds that I'm not familiar with? It's probably going to be hotter than Hades in there. And I'm going to have to listen to this one's CPAP machine
Yeah.
all night long. So I'm going to be a peach.
Yeah.
You're gonna be shaking the
luck.
babies.
Oh, I am. I'm gonna be like, let me shake that baby. Get out of here. I'm gonna be slapping people, not shaking their hands either, or kissing them.
But the,
Yeah.
the
Make
cool
sure you get
thing,
that on video.
oh yeah, oh believe me,
Listen.
we'll be live streaming.
I
Well,
gotta say real quick, I loved reading some of the comments after mine and Katrina's first show and how Terry and I are never allowed
Yeah.
anywhere by ourselves.
I got that enough times. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought that was so
I
funny.
disagree. I think we should hang out and just
I think
cause
we
havoc.
yes, I think honestly, what is that? Mayhem? Is that the
Uh,
commercial?
Yeah.
How many times was I out with you and I said to Katrina, and I'm like, if Kit was here, she would say something. She would, we'd be in jail right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a mouth, that's
Mhm.
for sure.
2024, man. I'm not keeping my mouth shut anymore. But
There
I'm
you go.
still a nice guy. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, me
It's
too.
still all love and
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
we got to say what's on my mind.
Yep.
And he started doing the cognitive behavioral therapy
That's
training.
right.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Which is really great. I know myself, I did it 100 years ago. And it's
Yep.
just nice, changing that thought process and changing
Absolutely.
the dialogue, even just removing certain words from your dialogue, like can't, won't, and
Mm-hmm.
rephrasing it like I choose not to go to this. And
Mhm.
so you have that more positive spin. So yeah, he's practicing that daily.
Yeah.
Good
so
for
I'm
you.
hoping that'll be in
Yeah.
full
Well, I'm
force.
still halfway through the course. It's just some course.
Hey,
I'm-
it's a marathon, not a race.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And knowledge is
You're right.
power. That's what
Yep.
I
There
keep
are people
reminding him,
taking the
right?
course back. I'm so sorry. There are people taking the course again for a refresher. So
Good.
yeah.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
Important.
Thanks.
That's very big of you, brother. That's to admit that there's a lot of people out there who probably feel a certain way that they're like, oh, I don't want to do it because I feel like, maybe I'm weak or I'm you know, like
Dude, I have mixed feelings about it. You know,
okay.
like mm, we're not gonna get into it now. I'm doing it. I'm open to any idea. If someone says you should take osteo, remember this? You should do
Yeah,
osteopath. Okay, I'll try it. I'll be trying everything
right.
before I bash it. You know,
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm even doing that Reiki thing. The lady comes every month, 2 months. I'm loving
Wow.
it.
Is
And you
it
know what's
working?
funny, dude? I don't dream. And after her, I know this sounds silly and people, you know, it might be this or that. I don't dream, but after the last 2 weeks, I dream all the time,
Well, obviously there's some kind of energy that was blocked,
all the
so
time.
that's good.
Yeah. But his dream, you're dreaming about running.
It's so like textbook, you
Okay.
know?
Oh wow.
Yeah, like no, but I'm
Okay.
not running going, oh my God, I'm running. I wake
Right.
up going, shit, I was running in my dream. I started walking and I started jogging and it
Yeah.
was weird. It was like, so obviously there's something going on.
Yeah, something was blocked
Hmm.
and certainly getting open there. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
Did
Yeah.
you guys like your Christmas presents?
Yo, you guys are awesome.
Absolutely. Yes.
I think there's one thing hanging there. There's one thing hanging here.
We got the, yeah,
I don't
the
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hats are all
there.
Oh,
there.
sorry,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
but Terry's already read the next book, Fire and Light. I am going to get started on it within the next week.
Yeah, I'm not, this is not a flex, but I send nobody anything ever.
Yo,
Like,
I love you guys.
I didn't even send my sister anything or my niece. One's in Colorado, one's in Arkansas.
Yeah.
I sent them stuff from Amazon.
When
And my sister was like, I would really like a signed copy of your book, maybe. And I was like, well, then go buy it and send it to me and I'll sign it.
We
when
have
when we got
one.
the books, 100% I opened up like I know there's a signature in here. That's why she's
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yes.
You kept one with a signature. I kept the other one, right?
Right. We
Yeah,
share
Cool.
because
yeah,
we have
yeah.
because we have copies
Very
of both the
cool.
books,
Yeah,
and then
Right.
with the gift now we both have our own
Right.
copies.
That's
and-
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's
Well,
behind her,
when-
but I sorry, go ahead.
But
Go
no, it's
ahead.
okay. God,
It's behind her, but we didn't do that for the show.
I
or
saw
anything.
it.
It's just,
Yeah,
I
it's
saw
just
it.
there. Yeah.
I like that little shameless plug. Thanks. Appreciate it. No, when I see you guys, like when that happens, you'll have to bring your actual books and I'll sign your actual books. So you'll have lots of copies of my book.
Awesome.
So when I do become
We can sell them.
a best
Yes, you can.
boy,
You
no,
know,
you
Make
will
sure
not.
she
I'm
make sure she
joking, you know
just
that.
signs her name. No personalized message, just her name. That's where the
So-
money is.
I had a lot of people do that.
Yep.
They were like, "Can you just sign your name?" And I'm like,
Wow.
"You don't want a personal thing?" They're like, "No, because if we resell this," I'm like, "What the hell? Why would you
Wow.
tell me that?"
Yep.
No.
We had people
So, okay,
we had people at the craft, not the craft show, the vendor events.
the vendor event.
We had people at the vendor events buy 2 copies, sign one just the name
Yeah.
and the other one with a message,
Yep.
so they could sell one later if they wanted to.
Yep. Hey, I don't care.
Whatever, pay me.
You paid me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, they paid. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Makes
yeah.
Oh,
sense.
yeah.
If they're gonna pay, they can
Oh, yeah.
request for
Yep.
sure.
Wow.
Hey, whatever. There's
No, I
people
hear
out
you.
there who
And that's
are
a
like,
compliment. That's
yeah.
a compliment when
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I was happy with that.
Yeah.
Right on.
cool.
Right on.
Seems like we're all busy. Busy, busy,
Yeah.
busy.
You and I have been talking so often because we've been trying to get season 3 in order, this season in order, that it feels like we had a show last week, but I can't believe November.
That's just because you
Jeez.
guys talk often, like you said.
Yeah.
So there hasn't been a whole lot of time where you two haven't still communicated with one
Yeah, that's
another.
true.
We
I
still
was
talk. I mean, here and there, but
Mhm. I see right before the new year, I go into a little bit of a reclusive state, like always. So that's one of the reasons why I was like, we need to take a break. Like the holidays were busy, holidays are always busy, and I didn't want to have to try to like squeeze a show in the middle of there and be stressed out about that with other commitments going on. But um, traditionally, I don't want to say traditionally, typically, I usually have a flare up right around New Year's Day, either a couple days before or a couple days after. It's really when we get that first cold, like that really cold snap that hits. And we had one of those coming again. So I was like, oh crap. So I was like, I don't
And
want to
we
be.
were moving the office too.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm physically exerting myself more than I should be. because we were under, you're under a time crunch to move out once you tell the landlord, hey, we're not renewing our lease.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm doing more physically. The cold weather is right about to start, and then you get in your head, it's like, every year this is when it happens. I'm gonna end up in the hospital. And thankfully it did not happen. So thank for that. But that's what I have to do. I kind of have to shut everything down and just focus on like the barest of essential things that I have to do.
Right.
And limit my time outside, limit my time out of the room. But I'm fortunate enough to have the opportunity to do that. Like I don't, it's one of the positives of being on disability is, I'm on. I always try to fight the disability,
Yeah.
but then Kit does a great job of reminding me you're on disability because you're disabled. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are things I can't do, no matter how much my ego wants me to do them, or, my brain tells me I should be doing them.
Imagine those people that don't have that support,
Right.
and they're
Yep.
just, you know what I mean? No
Yep.
one's there to ease their pain or
Yep.
ease their mind. So,
And that's why, for a while I was, pretty upset about being on disability because I was like, oh man, then you get down on yourself. You're like, I'm not the person I was. I can't do the things. My life is over. And you spiral out, but then you take a few minutes, a couple months in my case, and it's like, okay, now I can focus on what I want to when I need to. And I have the ability to say no.
Mhm.
So it was nice this year specifically to be like, no, I don't have the ability to do that. Like, people say, can you come here for this? Can you come for that? It's a holiday party here, holiday party there. And you just, it was nice. It's nice to be able to say no and
It's
not feel shame about it.
Yeah, like it's hard to say no, but yeah, that's the trick is being able to say no and not have any guilt or shame attached to it. It's
Hmm.
hard. It's hard.
and a bit of that FOMO thing going on. I had
Yeah.
to, I'm okay now, but I had a lot of it. I want to be where everybody else is, even though I can't be there. So yeah.
I
So
will say, New Year's Eve, you came out with me. We went up to the home to visit my mom, and just did like a little small family gathering. And just before my dad brought my mom down, that was when your friend Nix called
Oh, yes.
Terry, and he literally lost touch with reality.
Shout out to Brian
He
Sosha.
he fanboyed like it was.
No, I didn't. Yeah, a
He
little bit.
fanboyed huge, and it was like he was like, "Oop,"
Bro,
and
I see the guy all the time, and then all of a sudden he was on the phone.
yeah,
And I thought it was like video. Like, there's no way he was there. So I was looking at him, and he's like, "Hey," he's waiting for my answer. I'm like, "Oh, you're on here for real?"
Yep.
Yeah.
I've known him since high school.
Oh, wow.
Brian and I have been friends since high school.
Awesome.
very
So,
cool.
yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, Brian Sosha is I guess he's the face of the
Bare knuckle. Yeah.
BKFC, the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship show. He does ringside announcing, stuff like that. So if you're into combat sports, check out BKFC. It's pretty awesome. Terry and I love it. We watch it every week.
YouTube live
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Tuesdays at noon, right?
Yep, live Tuesdays at noon
Yeah,
on
that was
on
another
YouTube.
shame.
But it
Shameless
doesn't
plug.
matter. It's recorded. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Brian.
That's another plug.
Yeah, I mean,
Tuesdays
it
live.
was completely lost on me. I don't watch like but he's explaining it to me, and I'm like, I'm very happy for you, but and then he had to show me some videos and stuff, so I knew who it was. But yeah, he literally, honestly, he lost touch with reality, and he was done for the rest of the day. That was a great way
Oh,
for
I'm
him
sorry.
to finish. No, it was a great way for him to close out.
All right, Brian.
2023.
You're not that special in my life. Don't get your ego all there, but yes, that was
it was nice. That was
awesome,
it was
bro.
yeah.
That's
Thank you.
cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's just how he is. He's just very he loves what he does. And so me calling him or me telling him, "Hey, come over here." That's what he lives for. He loves that stuff.
Nice.
He
And
always
he
has.
loves my dad.
Oh yeah, and he loves our family.
My
So.
my dad and his uncle, who just passed away last August, were best friends from the time they were 5 years old on.
Wow.
Cool.
They enlisted in the Navy together. They were in Vietnam together. Um, And it's funny because Brian and I never put two and two together that my dad and his uncle, who he was very close to, were best friends. It
Small
wasn't
world.
until just a few years ago, Big Z was talking about him. That's his uncle's Rob, but we call him Big Z. He was talking about him, and Brian was like, "Wait, does he have a daughter?" And Big Z was like, "Well, he has two daughters." And he said, "Is one of them Kit?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's Kit," because that's how he talked. And he's like, "No kidding. She's a good friend of mine from high school." So it was really crazy, like how
Crazy.
that worked out. So when he finally got to meet my dad, he's like, "Mr. Graham, you're like my hero. All I ever heard about was you growing up." And I was
Whoa.
like,
Is
"Who's
your
this man?"
is your dad a character in the book? Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Off
Okay.
camera.
Yes.
All persons in the book are loosely based on a
Yes.
conglomerate of many people.
The first book, half the time I'm like, I'm trying to analyze everything. I'm like, wait, that's no. You know, I'm trying to
Everybody analyzes it. Everybody. Wait until book 3. Like wait until Above the Shadows. I'm
Okay.
only like a quarter of the way through because I was having some really hard writer's block for a
Okay.
while. But so I went off of that and I focused on 1226 Pine Lane, which is the murder mystery.
Okay.
So I finished that, sent it to a bunch of agents. I keep getting turned down. Whatever. So I just told myself I'm going to publish it on my own and it's going to be on hardback. And it's a thick book and it's freaking fantastic. The problem is that the mystery and thriller genre is so saturated right now.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody's really interested in taking that on. So that's cool. Listen, like I said to Nick, the worst thing they're going to tell me is no. At least I tried.
You can keep trying. Exactly.
So I started working on Above the Shadows again, which is number 3 in the Selfless Life series. And you're really going to like Clay.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
You're really going to like him.
Really?
Yes, you're going to learn a lot about him and why he is the way that he is.
That's hard to believe.
No, I
Honestly.
promise you.
I believe you, but I'm just telling you.
You hate him now because
Yeah.
everybody says
I
F
want to
Clay.
slap him.
Everybody.
Yes.
No, it's okay.
I
Believe me,
remember after the first book, I like
as I'm writing him, I'm like, dude, I want to slap this dude too. But I also knew where I was going with him because, sometimes you want the jerk off to end up being the one that you really like at the very end.
I hear you.
So you'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll
That's
have to let
awesome.
us know
Sorry.
when your murder mystery is out, because that's the genre that I read a lot of.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
So
fabulous.
I would love to read that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'd be huge, like Ruth Ware. Like, yeah.
Awesome.
That's
Yes.
the genre I
Oh, so
gravitate
cool.
towards.
We always
that
joke
one-
that she can get rid of my body and no one will know.
I
Yeah.
love anything like true crime, true documentaries, but
Me
put
too.
me in front of Criminal Minds and I can't do it. Like that fake stuff messes me up. Can't do it. But the true,
I love all of it.
I fall asleep to true crime stuff about how the boyfriend killed the girl. Like,
Yes.
I love it. And so Terry's
Yes.
always worried, like, you're watching a lot of this. And I'm like, yeah, I can get rid of the body and you'd never know.
I don't
Like,
worry. You know why I don't worry about that? Because on every episode they find the killer.
Yep.
So good luck.
He reminds me of that too. Like he'll remind me. I started watching something on ABC, I think, and it's like I don't know, some series. It's called Bad Romance. And I started watching it last night. And I was like, wow, they really do find you.
They
Like
get
they
you.
will eventually find you.
They get you.
yeah.
Yeah.
The DNA, or it's like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the one show I watched, and it was from this pea pod that fell from a tree that was in the bed of a truck, and that those trees are only isolated to this area.
that
and they could
area?
pinpoint,
Boy.
and I'm like, ha, ha,
Listen,
ha.
you're gonna
No.
love 1226. I'm
Okay.
just it's 1226 Pine Lane, the Scarlet Adams murder.
Okay.
That's the name of it.
Why does Pine Way sound familiar?
So I don't know, but it's my little nod to my dad. It's actually the
Oh, okay.
house number and the street that he grew up on.
And it's not anywhere in the book, the other books you wrote?
No.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
okay. And how many
Nope.
books in your series? Can you
And
tell us that?
which one?
In the
A Selfless
series-
Life?
Yes.
Most likely there's going to be 4.
Okay.
There's absolutely definitely 3. I may be able to wrap everything up at the end of Above the Shadows, but if not, I do have a title ready for number 4. If I can't, if as I'm writing, other stories happen to pop into my head that are going to happen in the book.
Yeah.
So, but 1226 is a cliffhanger, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Cool.
sorry.
Like it.
Put a start for what?
So I could talk about writing all day long.
That's
Nah,
fine.
you're good.
We're not going to
you're
do
good.
that.
Believe me.
I have a question for you after. Nick, go for it.
I was gonna
Oh,
say the feedback that Terry and I got after the last episode was we want to hear them more than you, so go for it. The people don't tune into 40 Below Zero to hear about MS. They want to hear you two, giving us the business.
And
Then-
whatever questions I ask, I want you to give pure, honest answers. Don't worry about,
I'm
you
kidding, of
know,
course. Go
you
for
know,
it, Terry.
like, are you really kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
Okay.
Ask the questions.
Oh, no, he's not kidding.
No, I don't. Never mind.
What's your question? Go for it.
I feel like I try with this whole CBT thing too. And I always throw in the word CBT, try to shift my mind. But I feel like, I don't know if it's the MS, but I got a lot of OCD issues. I hate the word OCD because everyone throws that out. I got
Mhm.
OCD, right? But we don't know if you really have OCD. But I feel like, so when I'm preparing for the show, I'm making sure everything's perfect, and I have this like edge on me, and I feel it, and I feel it. And she's being all supportive, and I know she's great, but it has nothing to do with her. It's this edge that I have. And it's
got
it's
you.
such a negative edge. And I'm just curious, bro, do you have this OCD thing? No, you're not really an OCD kind of guy.
I am. I mean, so I have OCD tendencies. I don't.
Yeah.
To me, you don't have it. I agree. It gets thrown out there all those things get
Way
thrown
too
out there
much.
way too casually, way too easily. They become like, oh, that's my OCD. Well,
Yeah, that's what I
you know,
would
there's
do.
people out with that are like, yeah, that's not a joke. Like I can't leave, there's people out there who are like, no, I really have it and I really can't leave the house unless I turn all the doorknobs 3 times. So good luck. You know what I mean? Like that's really, to me, that's really what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
If you have something you can't, something that gets in your way of going about your day, then you have it. If a professional has diagnosed you with such. But it with that being said, there are OCD like things that I do. Like, for example, every night I lay out 1 fork, 1 knife, and 2 spoons. The fork is to feed the cat, the knife is to make my peanut butter toast, and the 2 spoons is to see if I've had 2 cups of tea. And I do that every night because I might forget if I had a cup of tea or if I fed the cat, or I might feed the cat twice, or I might eat twice as much food. But if I look at the countertop and the knife is gone, I'll go, okay, I had my peanut butter toast if I have a question. I tell Kit often when I take my medication, I'll say, hey, babe, I took my medicine. So if I ask later, just know that I took it. And then later I'll go, hey, babe, I'll look at my pill box and I'll go, did I take my pills? And she'll go, yeah, you told me earlier. And I'll go, okay.
Cool.
So yeah, you're not alone in like, but
I
if I
feel
don't do it, I get on edge. You know what I mean? Like if I
You
wake
do it
up
the
and I'm
night
like,
before for the next day?
yeah, I have to.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
have to.
understand that.
See,
I-
I find that some of Terry's, your OCD, I'm not sure if it's OCD or if you just have these really high expectations of yourself.
Mm.
And then when you have these high expectations, sometimes they can be a little unrealistic. And then you're beating yourself up that if you didn't accomplish this or this, like it.
Did it get worse from when you met me? 2019. Did it get worse, or do you think it's been the same? Do you think I've been more comfortable with you to let it out more and more? Because it happens and I'm aware that it's happening, and I'll look at you and you see this all the time. I'm like, I'm sorry, it's not you, it's not you, and then she's like, I know, I don't want my irritability to be against her. I don't want her to think that she's in my way. She's not. Anybody's in my way.
Wow, I don't know. I don't think I've noticed a difference.
I'm just hoping CBT works, dude. I'm hoping to be
No, I
aware,
got you.
you know.
I got you. What about you, babe? Have my similarities in my lofty expectations of everything I do changed at all since you met 20 years ago, 25 years ago?
We don't have enough time in the day.
Sure we do. This is the internet. There's plenty of room.
Well, we just gotta be done in time for the half bowl. Half.
That's what I mean. We don't have
Super
enough
Bowl.
time.
I
When's the
gotta
puppy? When's the
I gotta
puppy
see
bowl
it, sure.
starting?
It starts at
Oh.
4.
So
Right.
today's the Super Bowl, but
Yeah.
the episode is being released on Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, happy
Happy,
Valentine's
happy
Day.
Valentine's Day.
uh,
I have a,
yes.
I have a question for you guys. What?
Mhm.
Okay,
What's that?
hang on.
Oh.
It's gotta, you just cut
No,
Josh.
Oh,
that
did
was
I?
literally
Answer.
it.
Oh,
All it
Oh,
was,
okay.
all it was a yes because
say-
I know how long it would take me. I mean, we have been together for 23
Eons.
years.
A
Mm.
life
So,
sentence.
like, if I had to, it is a life sentence. 1 more year, and it's a life sentence. Um, I'm kidding. Maybe
Do we get to retire yet?
no.
I thought we said if we were married 25 years, we were just going to shake hands and go our separate ways.
25 years yet? Now, have we? 22 years this year. So you
All
got
right.
3 more
So I got to
years.
replan my retirement, I guess.
No one's allowed to say
I
just
don't even
kidding.
have any. I don't even have anything to
No,
say
we're not
to you
kidding.
right
That's the
now.
problem.
No one's allowed to say, I'm just joking, babe. Nothing. You say it.
No, but all right, let me rephrase. So
Thank
since
you, because
so
that is quite broad.
since diagnosed,
But that's still 10 years. Go
all
ahead.
right, so in the last 5 years,
Okay.
have my expectations of gatherings, events gotten worse, higher? What do you think? How have they changed?
I mean, it's kind of always been the same with you with gatherings and stuff.
Yeah. So you're saying I'm
you-
like Clark Griswold? I set expectations no one can meet and then get mad when they don't get met.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, because I usually plan everything.
Right.
And you bitch about it.
Yeah.
And then you end up becoming a host.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I had a lot of fun.
Sounds about right.
Mhm. That's
But- I can say,
That's me, bro.
since you have started this podcast with Terry, you have made my life a lot easier, Terry. I just want you to know that.
Awesome.
Okay.
Because when he is having a hard time or, just in his head about something and he's done talking to you, oh, he comes in. It's like he just had a 3-hour date with his girlfriend. And
Awesome.
it makes me so happy because I'm like, oh, he's happy. And then the next day, he's still kind of happy. But, I don't know.
No, I hear you. I'm on a high too.
Yeah, yeah. And,
She
and,
knows.
and I even like with events, right? Like it's the same here. Like prior to the event, there's a bit of drama because he's either had to shower, change, like it's, now he's trying to
Mhm.
get the spoons back and he's irritable and because he's tired, he's lost the course. He can't do the shoes. And it's just like Mr. Grumpy Pants. But then when we get there, then the smile comes on and he has a great time. And then we, oh, honey, that was great. We had so much fun. I'm like, for fuck's sakes, dude, like you were stressing
Yeah.
me out at the beginning. But
Yep.
So needless to
that's-
say, DC is going to be a riot.
Yeah.
well, and a
I
classic
know
one.
words.
We
I
had
can't
one
wait to see that.
January, it's actually January 12th. It's the only snowstorm that we've had this year.
Mhm.
And of course, that was the night that I had purchased tickets to see a hockey game. And I
Mhm.
booked them like 2.5 months ahead of time because you got to make all those arrangements to get accessible seating. So
Mhm.
again, it was a big deal for him to shower, change, da da da. But then the snowstorm's coming. I'm like, let's try. Like we can do this. But then as we're driving, the cars are all over the place, and I'm looking at the sidewalks, and I'm thinking to myself, he's not going to be able to get through it. I'm not even going to be able to push it because it was accumulating so much, and it was wet snow. And then we ended up turning around and coming back home,
Guys,
which was a disappointment. But in
Yeah.
the end, it turns out that the opposing hockey team, their bus went into a ditch.
Whoa.
Oh, damn.
Whoa.
So the weather was bad, but it was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we really don't go out that much. So here
Sure.
was this planned event. We got the tickets. Like I'm excited. I'm going to take photos, and
Yeah.
it didn't happen. But that was no fault of ours. But there was
Mhm.
all the leading up to it. The whole he's exhausted now. He's trying to recoup the spoons.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be the one that says I can't go. I'm too tired. So it's so weird. It's such a weird
It's a battle for you.
Battle.
Because
Yeah.
I'm trying to be the optimistic one, going, let's just try. Let's give it a shot. But then I'm also
Right.
trying to be like, hey, if you're really too tired, you don't want to do it. We don't have to do it. It's okay. But I can
Right.
see where
And that
it's-
kills me too when you say that, because she gives me the outs, and I'm thinking in my head, I want the outs. I don't want to go, but I do want to go. I don't know what I want to do.
it's a battle.
I'm just
Yeah.
in the middle. I want to go. I don't want to go. So we end up getting in the car, and then she's like, no, we're turning back. In my head, I'm like, I want to go, but I don't want to go. I don't know, man. I'm a
Yeah.
mess. No pun.
No,
intended.
I'm exactly God. I'm exactly the same way when it comes to an event. I have there's a long standing event that I've been going to for probably, I don't know, 15 years. It's one 4-hour event every year. So it's like a reunion. And every year, like months leading up to it, I'm like, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm going. No, no, I'm not going. I don't want to go. I can't go. I shouldn't go. Yeah, I'm definitely going. And then like the day of, I'm like, nah, I'm not going. And then the day after, I'm like, I should have gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
That's true. That's exactly what goes through my head. And I'm like, nah, nobody wants me there. Nobody likes me. And then I get all these messages, bro, where you been? Like, we totally missed you. I'm like, God damn it, I should have gone. I'm all right, I'm going next year. That's every year I go through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
So I totally get it.
Yeah.
Life of a person with MS
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
any other incurable illness, or
Right.
I'm not
Yeah.
trying
Anything
to.
that you have to think, you have to way overthink.
Yeah.
And that's why you and I pushed off our meeting, well, the four of us meeting in New York. That's why we pushed that off till the springtime. If it ever even, you know what I mean? Like,
Listen, there needs to be an episode of Kit and Terry take over New York. Like,
welcome to beautiful Corning, New York, or what's left of it.
When are you guys expecting the trip? April?
I hope not, because I won't have any money by then.
Oh, that's too soon. Yeah, that's fine with me. Don't worry. You want to
Oh,
book it for like
warm weather, June and
But
July.
I
who
will
knows?
tell you,
down. Don't worry.
the
Yeah.
heat, I am a bear in the heat. So maybe that wouldn't be such a good idea to have Terry and I and the heat involved with me.
Well,
He turns into Gumby. So with
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
I turn
So-
into Sleeping Beauty. 'cause
Oh,
I'm tired. This heat's got me.
I'm the meanest person in the world when it's hot.
Hmm.
Yo, I won't even deny it. I know. It started a few years ago, Katrina.
Okay.
So, I'm sure you understand that when I say that,
Yes.
being a woman.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
okay. All right.
and
get
I
it.
hate it. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, how am I going to have this nature camp? And I'm running these mystic markets every Tuesday night in the summertime. And I just thought to myself, I guess my alter ego is coming out to run these because Kit presently will not be happy if it goes over 70 degrees.
Is
So you're
there,
hoping it
like-
stays. You're hoping it stays less than 70 degrees all summer long?
Yes.
That's
If you can
Canada.
Find me that place.
Google.
That's Canada.
What's 70 degrees Fahrenheit and Celsius?
16.
All right.
70 degrees Fahrenheit is 21.1
21.
That's
That's
my
real
math is
warm.
so bad.
Is there like a portable fan that you could take? That's
Oh, I'm
battery
gonna buy
operated
one.
that- okay. I was
Yeah,
gonna say, there's
I'm
always
gonna
something
buy
to-
one
ever
that you
see
hang
those-
and it has the water that
Oh,
sprays out
Mhm.
all over. So I'm gonna get them for my legs, and I'm gonna
Okay.
wrap them around my legs somehow, and I'm get them for my arms. And this literally, I'm just gonna be covered in fans.
Have you ever seen the portable sauna where you just like zip up to here, the whole sauna? Look it
No.
up real
No.
quick. She's gonna have the portable cooler. So it's just from the neck
Okay.
down is just a
I
ice
need
chest.
somebody to create that.
There
Can we
is
put that
a-
out in the world right now? Let's
Yeah.
let's create that.
There is a
Wow.
cooling neck, like it looks like a scarf. like it's
Yeah,
like a bit-
I've seen those.
work so great. I put them on Terry all the time in the summertime,
Mhm.
and I'll like get your scarf, get your scarf.
dude, it's a chamois. You know what a
Yeah,
chamois
but
is?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like what I used to use when back in the day when I had a car and I would drive the car.
Yep.
Hmm.
It's a chamois, and everyone's
Okay.
like, "This is a cool thing." I'm like,
Mhm.
"It's a chamois. It's not a cool."
But it cools your core
Yeah, it works.
immediately, and it keeps your body temperature level.
Yeah, I,
I
need
have,
that
uh,
for sure.
does.
I,
It works.
I have an ice vest, so it's ice packs in a vest, and I wear that. It's
Yeah.
Polar Products. Shout out to Polar Products. Um,
Shout out to Polar Products.
They're
I have a new
Chickens.
gadget coming, by the way.
oh yeah,
No
what do you got?
sponsors
So I
here.
cut you off again.
I know.
That's my thing. Anyway, I have a new gadget that goes in front of my wheelchair. You know, the one where
Okay.
it lifts the front wheels and then
Oh
you have
yeah,
yeah, it's coming in and
for the motorized thing.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's just a little hit on my ego, you know, to have something in front of me like this. I'm getting more and more comfortable, especially
some-
because Katrina makes me feel comfortable.
Oh.
She's always like, "Ah, no, who cares? Use
We'll
it."
put some flames and skulls on it or something. Just make it look cool.
You bedazzle it.
Yeah, I
Be-
don't
Who
think
be
doesn't
da-
want
that's pr-
something bedazzled?
The bedazzler.
That's probably
no, it's gonna be
opposite of where
black,
Terry wants to go with
subtle.
that.
They have black
low-key.
beads.
Black and red.
I'm
You
gonna
know,
They
tint the
got black
windows.
rhinestones.
tint the windows. Lean back. One hand, 40 in the other.
Are you gonna have it like where? What is that?
He's gonna
Like
have hydraulics.
hydraulics on your wheels?
Chip my ride. Boop, 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 boop. If he could, he would.
Yeah.
So would I. I would absolutely do that.
Yeah.
That
my
would be
goodness.
funny.
Yeah.
You guys are funny.
Kit and I are trying to plan to make it to the Abilities Expo in North Jersey later in May. In May. And it's the playground for super awesome equipment. That's where you go test out all the really cool scooters with the tank treads or the wheelchairs that can climb upstairs, like all the cool stuff that's out there.
That is cool.
I
So
was gonna say I would love to. go
That
see
is cool, man.
once I upgrade my phone, I will have better capabilities. So hopefully I do that before we go to DC, so that way I can annoy all of our listeners with tons of photos and videos of me in DC, me and Kit down there.
Do
I
you
mean,
think
Toronto to Edison is only 8 hours.
what a jerk?
I'm kidding.
I
I
know.
don't think you guys are gonna do an 8-hour
Ugh.
drive.
Ugh. No, they ugh.
Do you think there's gonna
Terry
be
would be dead if we did an 8-hour drive.
I
And
didn't
I would be finding a ditch to bury his body.
Not because he would be physically dead. He would be suffering murder at the hands of someone.
that's yes,
8 hours
yes.
drive in the car with Terry?
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
love you to bits, but wow.
Not 8
that-
hours.
That would be a lot for Terry.
Yeah.
And I only have so much patience in my car that I would
Yeah.
probably hit empty at the 4-hour mark, and then yeah.
There's times when she looks at me and goes, "Enough," and I'm like, "Okay."
You need to walk away from me.
Hey, I'm wondering at this expo, do you think there's going to be a lot of people in chairs or a lot of regular people wanting to test out devices? So I didn't mean to say regular people, but you know what I mean. People
I know
are
what you mean.
able-
A lot of people in chairs. It's and their caregivers, and their families and
Yeah.
stuff. So it's where all of the product manufacturers demo. It's like the auto show, but for wheelchairs and power chairs and everything mobility aid.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Cool.
I'm gonna see if I can get in on the rollator race.
I don't. Oh, gosh.
I can't tell if that's a joke or not. Like, I mean, are they
It's
gonna
a
be
joke
doing-
until it happens.
Yeah, I know he'll try it. Yeah,
That's funny.
he'll try it.
But the last year they had the I forget. I think they're called the action chair. It's the tank chair I've been looking at. It's got the tank treads that goes off road and in the creek and up the hill and
Mhm.
I spec
Man, that's
I
like-
spec'd one out. It was 19 grand US, obviously. Yeah. But it goes anywhere. It's a tank
Yeah, but how many times are you going to use that? Where are you going to
every
use it?
day, all over the place.
What do you
I will
mean?
go into the Walmart with it. This is my powered wheelchair. You cannot tell me no.
But that one doesn't go fast, right? It's like a tank
top
moving.
top speed of 15 miles an hour.
Holy,
Yeah. Yep.
holy! I don't know.
It comes with a built-in roll cage in case you're getting frisky.
The last thing in the world you need is that.
We'll see. It's debatable.
He doesn't need it.
Everybody send me an email whether you're whether you're for or against Nick getting a tank chair. Comment below.
So you would never get approved if you had insurance for a tank chair, right?
Oh no, it's 100% out of pocket.
There's no way that they'd
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, you really need this."
Medicare does not approve many things that go outside of the home. I never understood that.
That makes
For
sense.
for example, my wheelchair has what they consider premium tires on it. They did not approve the premium tires. And I said, well, I have to have tires. What does it matter if they're, what does it matter? I have to have tires. And they said, well, no, these are more of an all-terrain tire. And we only approve the basic, like the basic tire.
Because it's expected that if you're on Medicare, you're not really leaving the house.
Right. I was like, so you want me to sit in my house and wither away?
So they're not going to pay for you to try to better your situation.
Right.
That's not worth it for them to do that.
Right. Yeah, because their thought is
They're giving you the bare minimal.
Yeah. And if you can do these things, you shouldn't be on Medicaid or
Exactly.
Medicare. You should be, you should have your own insurance.
Yeah.
Because, because you're sick, you don't get nice things, I guess. I don't know.
But you're still human. You still have
Yeah.
the right
Exactly.
to live your life and enjoy the moments and do things like just because you have some form of a disability means that you need to be isolated and locked in like a caged animal.
Yep.
That's not okay.
Yep.
I was how do I put this? I was a closet on disability. I never told
Mhm.
anyone about it. I felt it was such a shame. As soon as they say disability, you imagine, oh, you're broke ass. And I had a lot of ego, you know what I mean? All that crap. We've
Mhm.
talked about
Yeah.
this in the past. Man, I didn't even know what I was going to say. I was going to bring up a topic.
This would be
And
called
there's the first
MS
fog
fog
of
brain.
2024.
Season 3, episode
Yeah.
1.
Christ,
It's okay. But I get it.
gone.
I was the same way.
That's okay.
I-
I'll come back to you.
Believe me, when I was successful in obtaining my disability, the first thing I thought I had to do was lock myself in the house and never come out. I was like, if I go outside and they see me walking, they're going to take my disability away.
Oh, it was
Dude, I had the biggest shames.
it was
Yes.
unhealthy, like how paranoid he was. He was like, babe, I cannot take the trash out. If I take the trash out, someone's going to be watching me and they're going to see that I can take the trash out. And I'm like, did you even listen to what the disability judge said? Like, did you hear him? And he's like, I heard him. I am not allowed to do anything. I said, no, that's not what he said.
Mhm.
And it took years for him
Mhm.
to stop being in that state of mind.
And I still have it.
Every once in a while, he'll get it.
Honestly, I was
and
just
I'm
trying to
just
get out
like,
of doing
babe.
all the housework. So I was trying to be like, I can't. I have MS.
Okay,
and-
so what I was saying before we see a fight here. So being on disability, I once contacted, because everyone complains on how much money they give you. It's like,
Mhm.
this is not enough. This is not enough for food. And so
Yeah.
I was talking to a social worker and I asked him, I said, how do they expect us? I'm just curious. And how do they expect us to live off this amount of money? And then I remember the guy saying to me, well, where do you go shopping? Where do you go shopping for food? I'm like, well, my grocery store right down the street here. And he's like, why aren't you going to a food bank if you're that desperate? And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Wow.
And then they say, where are you buying your clothes? I'm like, I'm going to a cheap store or whatever. He's like, why don't you go to a secondhand store? Why are you going to, if you can't afford it, why? And I'm like, man, so they are giving you the bare minimal just to live. And then everything's on you,
Yep.
and
it's not even.
I know.
It doesn't even. It does. The increases don't even keep up with the cost of anything. Anything.
No.
But that's why when they give you an equipment, they're like, here. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I want better tires. Like, what?
Yeah.
You're so lucky you have equipment on its own.
Often I feel like what was that? Oliver? Where he's like, please,
Please,
sir.
sir, can I have some more?
Yeah. I feel like, please, sir, just one more thing. Like,
Yeah.
because now I'm waiting on Medicare to approve the replacement caster wheels for my chair. And I'm like, why do we have to wait for approval? I've had the chair for 4 years. It's the first time I'm asking for
Why are you
them
replacing it?
because they're toasted.
Oh,
They're,
okay.
they're smoked. They're
Okay.
they flattened out.
Okay.
So and I'm like, it's the first time I'm asking for anything major. I've bought things in the past because I wanted to upgrade the inner tubes on the tires because they gave
Oh.
me the crappiest inner tubes and they were popping all the time.
Okay.
So I paid for those.
Mhm.
And I was like, why do I have to wait? This is
Yeah.
this is just
Mm.
it's unbelievable.
Hmm.
Wow. So
So
not only are there like physical barriers going getting out and about, there's like all these other political
hmm
red tape barriers to be able
exactly.
to live your life.
I have to wait for somebody sitting at a desk who drove themselves to work, walked to their own desk to make a decision on whether or not I can have tires, new caster wheels for my wheelchair. That sounds right.
That's who I should find when we go down to DC.
Hmm.
Who I talk to about Medicare.
Mm.
Yeah.
I believe
Good
he
idea.
lives at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Oh,
I believe it's the president. No,
Is
I don't
that
know.
where
Google
is that
Google
where the
that.
White House is?
Yes,
yeah.
1600
Oh,
Pennsylvania Avenue.
You knew that too, Katrina?
Yes, I did know that.
Wow. What am I in? Okay. What? Everyone knows that information? That's weird. Anyway, where does
Sort
the
of.
Prime Minister live of Canada? Oh.
He's in.
Oh.
No, that's I was gonna say
Uh,
number 1 Downing Street, but that's not Canada.
That's England. That's in London.
That's England.
That's the Prime
Yeah.
Minister.
What is that? You guys are just enough. Let's move on.
No, now I need to know. You can't just ask that
How do
question
you
and,
know
and
the
move
Prime
on
Minister of England? And
It's Downing Street, but
that's kind of weird.
Trudeau.
because one of my favorite things every now and again is I love watching British Parliament because they just yell at each other constantly. And
Okay.
no one gets into like fistfights. So it's hilarious. And there's that one guy who sits at the top and he yells at everybody once they're all yelling at each other. I don't even know what he does.
Department of Health and Human Services.
Yeah, Health and Human Service, HHS.
So that's who I have to.
Yeah, we'll go
That's what
bang
I
on
have to-
HHS door and be
Yeah.
like, please, sir.
Some more.
What did I miss?
You know how many
Canadian
times?
Prime Minister is on Sussex Drive in Ottawa.
Sussex Drive.
Sussex
We were-
Drive.
Okay, easy.
I knew that.
Did you?
24 Sussex Drive to be exact.
Exactly. You are
Oh,
correct.
now I'm leaving.
What
Yeah.
did she just say?
24 Sussex
Like
Drive.
that's the address to.
Yes, to
Yep.
Prime Minister.
All right, you scare me.
Why? Oh, I know way too much stupid,
That is
ridiculous
scary.
stuff about geography. Like I'm not even kidding.
Do you guys know where I live?
I don't know how to pronounce some of it.
What, London, Ontario?
No.
Oh, you have
No.
my address. Never mind.
Yes.
Never mind. Let's not say it
Three.
here.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, no,
Let's
I
not say it
just-
here.
That's
But
what I mean.
what-
I don't know how to pronounce
What's
any of
the
it.
Good, good.
what's the deal with the hyphen? Like when you first sent me your address, there was a hyphen in between the numbers, and I was like, does he occupy all those spaces?
It's my
No,
suite
it's
number.
the
I know what
unit
you're
number.
saying.
Oh, okay.
That's how they
okay.
do it here.
Yeah.
For the Canadian postal system, you put your unit number first, dash, and
Okay.
then the
Oh.
actual
But don't get me
I'm
wrong.
like-
street address.
There's a lot of times I write my whole address, and in the very end, I write number sign,
unit.
the unit
Ah,
number.
One, two,
gotcha.
But then I see a
Okay.
lot of
Yeah.
people do it that way, and I guess you're the one that filled it out. That's why they see it that way.
Mhm.
It's all good.
Cool.
Yeah, he doesn't occupy all those spaces.
I was like, wow, he owns like 7
That's a lot.
apartments. I was like, I know he likes his room, but
That's a
my
whole lot.
goodness,
Yep.
he must own the building.
That would be nice if you did. We could kick some of the riffraff out.
Yeah.
My
Huh.
goodness.
So what's coming up on season 3, Terry? What do we got ahead of us? We got
We have, first of all, any guests that we have coming onto the show,
Mhm.
I don't think it's going to be a formal interview. It's going to
Okay.
be talks with Nick and Terry.
Gotcha.
I think it'll be more of a casual thing.
You
Okay.
two are so much better at just bullshitting with each other.
I don't bullshit nothing.
Seriously. Seriously. You two are really good at just bullshitting.
Yeah,
I
we have
follow Nick's lead.
we have some guests on the horizon. So we
Exciting.
might space out our guests. We'll do a lot of the live things with the people that we've had on the show. That's coming up. Because we want to, there's people we're asking, what about so and so? Because it's been
A year.
been a
or
year.
something.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's so wild. Last year was just such a blur. I can't believe. I mean, kudos to both of us for pretty much every week for the majority of the year, getting on and doing the show. I mean, I know we took like we took a month in the summertime before we switched over to season 2, but that's really because I felt like what we were doing was getting really like stale and cookie cutter. Like every person we had on was like paint by numbers. Like we
Yeah.
do the intro, then get the backstory, then do
Yeah,
the
yeah,
this, and
yeah.
like click. So
Yeah.
I was like, all right, we need to take a break, and
Yo,
and that helped.
I've grown from this.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time. Yeah, I've totally grown. I can't even.
Oh, even as I'm getting like sound bites for the reels to promote each episode, you can hear the growth and the progression and the comfortableness between the both of you. Like
Yeah.
you can from episode 1 to the end
Ugh.
of episode 2, you can hear the growth that both of you have done and the journey and just becoming much more comfortable. And
Thank you.
yeah,
Can't we just erase season 1, man?
don't erase season 1. No, come
Season
on.
1, episode 1. Ugh, that's tough. I listened to that whole thing again recently, and I was like, wow, we could do that so much better now. But I'm leaving it because that's it's where we started. And
It's a like
Yeah.
Kit said earlier, right? It's not a race, it's a
It's
marathon.
not a
right?
race, it's marathon.
Yeah.
And it just shows your personal growth.
What did he say? Hold on. We didn't hear that. You
I
say it's a
say
sprint?
I
It's a
said,
race.
you mean sprint? It's not a sprint.
No.
It's a marathon.
No.
Oh, oh, you're.
He always tells me that I say that wrong, but I don't care.
So if next week Kit shows up and I'm not here, you'll know why.
I got you, man.
Oh god.
I don't know. People might get a kick out of that.
That's true. So yeah, we're gonna be going live on Instagram,
Whatever you
somewhere,
want, man. Instagram,
somewhere.
YouTube,
the internets.
the internet. Go live on the internet.
Yeah, and we'll bring our former guest back on.
Oh man, that would be great.
Yeah, you got your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Utilize it. Yeah.
Man, it's just the beginning. Let's remind everyone we don't have a team working
Correct.
in the back.
Yep.
We're
I'm
not.
sorry, but Kit and I are a team.
Thank you.
We are team
It's-
K's.
It's Kit and Kat.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
We're the K team.
I like it.
What'd you say?
Dude, if we started our own, oh my gosh.
Oh my
You'd
God.
outpace us very quickly.
Oh, yes.
Very
Man.
quickly. So you should 40 below zero should have like a version where it's just you two.
Kit and Kat.
Yeah.
We are, because that's who we are. We are just Kit and Kat. I like it.
All right,
Take a
Tara. So
break with
now that
Kit and Kat.
Yes.
now that our schedule just freed up, what do you want to do? Got kicked out of our own show.
That means I
Sorry.
It
have
only
to
took a year.
set up all this stuff for you and stuff. Oh my
No, I'll just come down here.
God. Okay.
Just
just
leave
has
it
to
the way
turn
that
on.
it is. And then
Yeah.
we'll just know they just flip a switch and we're ready to go.
Exactly. But the deal is that he cannot have the heat on. Because Terry loves having his house so hot. Like I literally walk in and I'm like, you're trying to fry my eyeballs.
I don't
Like,
feel.
it's
I
a
don't.
way of for me not staying and hanging out. With He's like, oh, I opened a window. Yeah, I gotta go.
Well, to be honest, before Kit got here today, the studio was a crisp 76 degrees Fahrenheit.
Beautiful. That's good.
Oh, no.
And I went, well, Kit's joining me, so I better open a door and a window. And
I
I
don't-
dropped it by 20 degrees.
Do you feel the heat? If I see the number, I'm like, oh shit, it's hot in here. But if I
No,
don't see it, I don't feel hot. I don't sweat.
No,
I feel cold. Really,
the cold is
easily.
painful to me. Yeah, the cold is very painful to me.
Really.
Yep. I lock up. I can't move my legs. I'm like,
Last
Yeah,
night
but-
you slept here, and the window was
The
open.
window wide open.
I couldn't get to it because there was a chair that was blocking my way, and I didn't want to wake you up, but I gave you a lot of looks. I was like, I gave you a lot of looks, and then I got that thing that you brought me. What is it called? It like heats up. I don't know.
Oh, heat pad. Yes,
Heat-
I
heat
know.
pad.
Yeah, you
I turn
aggressively,
it on.
aggressively said it's really cold in here. I'll put the pad on. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm going back to sleep because I got the
That's
breathing
her.
around me.
That's her dad's accents right there. She do it really well.
Huh.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, and I knew I was irritated, and I knew I was irritated in the moment. So I'm like, Terry, let it go, and I really did. Usually I would have huffed and puffed until you woke up and be like, what's wrong with you? And I went, oh, nothing, but I learned like, okay, Terry, just let it go. And I let it go. And then I took whatever. I improved. Okay.
You-
Give me
you-
a star.
You've grown. You have grown a lot over the few years.
Thank you.
And more growth is in store for definitely for season 3.
It's gonna be a fun season. It's probably
It's
gonna
gonna be a
the
great
best
season. I hope so. I'm having a lot of fun, and as long as I'm having fun, we're gonna keep going. So, so thanks for coming back. Thanks for sticking with us. We're glad everybody's here with us. Check out 40belowzero.com. Terry's gonna plug anything he needs to plug, but thanks for being with us and starting off season 3, ladies.
Welcome.
So glad you're here.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our
Thank you.
pleasure.
All right, everybody. We'll talk soon.
Awesome, man. Talk to you soon, bro.
Bye.
So check us out at 40belowzero.com. That's 4 letter T below 0.com. Or feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. Our email address is info@40belowzero.com. Our personal Instagram account are for Nix, it's Nix_V713. Or for Terry, it's what's_MS. Awesome. Looking forward to hearing from you guys. We'll talk soon.